guys, welcome to Module 1, where we're going to really talk more about how much draping you should actually use. So many times I often get asked the same question by many new event designers about how much drape do I actually need to achieve a premium backdrop. The answer honestly depends on a few factors such as design, tone of the event, what your client actually likes, and so much more. You can achieve a premium backdrop with minimal draping panels if you create a killer design or use heavier dense panels such as velvet, velour, or sequin. When it comes to the fullness of your design, there are numerous degrees to choose from such as 0%, 50%, and 100%, which are the most common for linear and perimeter draping. I actually prefer to use 400% fullness when I am creating my backdrops because my ideal clients are really attracted to extreme fullness. So now let's take a closer look at the fullness breakdown that I'm going to explain to you in the next video. I'll see you over there. Okay guys, so now in this segment, we're going to talk about how you actually make your draping full. So when determining how full you want your draping to be for your event and your backdrop, you want to consider these degrees of fullness to determine how much pipe and drape you'll actually need to use for your next event. Ultimately, the fullness of your drape is determined by how many panels you choose to use and actually how much bunching you're going to apply. So when you're talking about 0% fullness, which means it's actually tight, it's taut, it's no bunching at all, you want to really understand that there's no gathering, no pleating, and no bunching. This look is typically used to change the color of maybe an event space, or maybe you're trying to hide a wall, some kind of obstruction, or maybe you just want to block out light. So what you want to do is actually take the area that you want to cover and you want to multiply that by 1. Then you want to divide that number by the width of your panels that you want to use so you can get the appropriate number of drapes that you're going to order. So for example, if you are covering 10 feet, which is a backdrop standard size, and you're going to divide 10 by 10, which is going to give you 1 panel. The benefits of this is that it can cover a large space, it's very economical, but however, it's highly unlikely you're going to use this in any kind of premium draping. So the next term is going to be 50% fullness. This is most commonly used when you are doing minimal bunching, right? This amount of fullness is both cost effective and it's also a good look for most fabrics. Though I really recommend a fuller bunching of mainly some lighter fabrics such as sheer. We're going to talk about that a little more in the next step. So if you're covering 10 feet at 50% fullness, you're going to multiply 10 by 1.5, which will give you 150. Now to get the number of panels that's needed, you're going to divide 150 by 100, which will give you 15 panels. Now, when you're actually trying to achieve 100% fullness when you're draping, you're actually going to use this a lot for perimeter draping or linear draping. The fullness formula for 100% is you take whatever the length of your design and you want to multiply that by 2. So if you're covering 10 feet at 100% fullness, that's 10 feet times 2, which will give you 20. Now, to determine the amount of panels you need, you're going to divide 20 by 10, and that's going to give you 2 panels. So the last degree that I'm actually going to cover is 400% fullness. Now this is what is used to achieve the premium draping. This you will actually hear me mention a lot throughout this course. So once I decided to actually incorporate more panels in my design, I was immediately able to attract higher paying clients that did not mind paying my prices, and that made me super happy because I was able to quadruple my income overnight with this simple tweak. Now I get it. This may sound complicated, but trust me, one of my superpowers is the ability to simplify things. So with this cool calculation that I'm about to teach you, not only will you eliminate all the multiplication and the mathematical equations, you're going to actually be able to count your panels so much easier. So a simple, easy peasy rule of thumb to remember when you're going for the premium look is to use 1 panel per foot in your design. It's just that simple. Everything I said prior, that is the math way to do it, but you don't necessarily need that, right? So let's just take an example. If you have a sheer backdrop that is 10 foot wide, you're going to use anywhere between 8 to 10 panels as your base layer. Now, you don't have to do any math. You just use 1 panel per foot. Now, most companies actually will tell you to use the standard, which is 4 panels. Only listen to that if you continue making standard money. So as we progress through this course, you're going to see backdrops with 20, 30, and even 40 panels. And this is ultimately going to help you better understand how to make more money with your backdrops. But for now, we're going to continue focusing on fabric, and in the next segment, we're going to discuss length. I'm going to explain to you exactly how long you should be ordering your panels, purchasing your panels, or making your panels. See you over there. Hey guys, welcome to this segment where we're going to discuss how long your panels should actually be. I get so many questions asking the same question over and over again, and actually the only real answer is that it should be long enough to create a puddle in your design. Just that. Reason is because it honestly depends on the height of your backdrop. If your backdrop is, let's just say, 10 feet high, your panels should be at least 12 feet long. If your backdrop is only maybe 8 feet high, but let's just say you desire to style more premium, elaborate draping in the near future, again, your drapes should be at least 12 feet high. So the whole point is that you do not want to invest in shorter drapes, because guess what? When it's time for you to finally level up, you're going to be stuck because your inventory is going to limit you. So you want to set yourself up for success in the very beginning. That way you eliminate all those costly mistakes that other designers, such as myself, did. So now that we have completed talking about the length of your drapes, let's move on to the next video where I discuss other things such as puddling, how to hide those long drapes, and so much more. See you guys over there.